President Trump acknowledged President Erdoğan on the stage 4 times. President Erdoğan, in the last minute, there were 2 holdouts. Sheikh Mohammed and Qatar had done an amazing job. Everybody had pushed as hard as they could. It was actually Turkey's relationship with Hamas, not declaring them a foreign terrorist organization, that allowed him to push the last 2 over the hump to get to a ceasefire. So the fact that Israel rightly is concerned with Turkey's involvement in a secondary force is because at this moment, the rhetoric between both President Erdogan and Netanyahu is that Netanyahu wants a greater Israel. He's going to take over everything down to Turkey, and that Turkey wants the Ottoman Empire back. It wants to take over Israel. Neither is true. So for the moment, I think everything stands still. Turkey will be a participant. I think to the very good question on Lebanon, and look, it's a very difficult issue. So I come back with just facts. You've had UNIFIL for 40 years, $11.7 billion in a peacekeeping force. You've had abject chaos and war for 40 years. You've had 4 failed governments. You lived without a president for 2.5 years. You've had 4 prime ministers executed, and you've had 6 wars in the time that anybody can remember. So I'm not sure what the state is. Lebanon is the beautiful people that live outside of the boundary, and the geography of Lebanon is quite confused. So it's really up to the Lebanese. It's not up to America. America has no skin in this game. America's point of view, this president says, I'm all for counterterrorism. Who's a terrorist? Hezbollah. You have 27 Shia ministers. You have in the parliament. It's a paralyzed government, governed by the foreign terrorist organization who has death to America, death to Israel. So your heart is with the Lebanese people. My heart is with the Lebanese people, and my message is really simple. America is not going to get deeper involved in a situation in which you have a foreign terrorist organization and a failed state dictating a pace and asking them for more resources, more money, more help. It's simple. Lebanon can do what it wants to do. The path is very clear that it needs to be to Jerusalem or Tel Aviv for a conversation, along with Syria. Syria is showing the way. Syria will get there first. Lebanon can draft in it or not. And Israel will react to them accordingly. We have nothing to do with it. Going to the next question on Turkey, Syria, and Israel. Turkey was responsible for al-Shara on December 8th really being able to take over. And the relationship between Turkey and Syria is very conducive. The 3.5 million Syrians that speak both Arabic and Turkish are looking for opportunities across that border. Both Turkey and Saudi now are playing well with each other in the sandbox, saying we need to have this tapestry of Syria work. Are we all hopeful that the al-Shara regime is it? And by the way, I think it is. You're going to see Assad Shabani, the foreign minister here. They've done an amazing job. In 11 months, Secretary Rubio gave them 8 criteria of what he wanted to look back in state-sponsored terrorism, things you're all concerned with. What are you going to do with the foreign fighters? What do you do with the ISIS prison camps? You have 20,000 displaced people that need to go back, Iraq, Syria, Europe. What are you going to do with chemical weapons? You had some nuclear refuge that needs to be taken care of. Are you going to have inclusion with the Druze, with the 5 Christian communities, with the Kurds? The Kurds, the PKK is the issue in Turkey. 40,000 people lost. SDF as a calibrate of that. The discussions with SDF and onboarding are going amazingly well. Assad Shabani will talk to you about it tomorrow. We're very close to having an alignment. They signed a deal on March 10th. They've gone back to the March 10th deal. There is no congestion between Syria and Turkey. My bet, by the way, with Turkey and Israel, is if we hold together, if the momentum holds together, if Jared and Steve and the great teams keep this moving in Gaza, that in not too long of a time you will see a trade deal between Turkey and Israel. Look what's happening above. You have Azerbaijan and Armenia. This is Lebanon revisited. Lebanon is the only one who's not jumping in line. Do you think Armenia and Azerbaijan didn't have the same feelings that we all had on poor Lebanon, poor Armenia? Move to the momentum. This president has changed the entire chessboard. It's happening everywhere. Turkey and Israel will not be at war with each other. In my opinion, it's not going to happen. And you're going to get alignment from the Caspian Sea to the Mediterranean. And what could happen to this region? Saudi Arabia, look at it, Vision 2030. Who ever imagined it could happen? You take this young prince and turn it on its dime, you can't imagine what's happened. We go to 35 million people.